Hey everyone, Dan here with Fanatik Bike Co. and March's most exciting gear. Now last Sunday was daylight savings time, and yesterday I went out on my first weekday mountain bike ride of the year, actually since last November. So I'm really excited about mountain bikes. I'm sure you are too. In that light, we've got some cool stuff for you here. First and foremost is Wolftooth's new Pack Pliers. Wolftooth is a little company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Not a place you often think of for mountain biking, but there's actually a number of cool companies out there, Wolftooth, Onyx, a couple others that are doing really cool things in the industry. This is a particularly neat little tool. It's something that they call, well, they're Pack Pliers, as you can see. Got a little plier going on. I like to think of it as a frustration saver because it's loaded with tools that you don't often find on a lot of other multi-tools that you have out there. So what this is, first and foremost, is a quick link plier. Now if you've ever popped a chain on trail and tried to rearrange your quick link or get a quick link off for some reason, you know how extremely frustrating that can be, especially if you're already kind of angry that you have to stop your ride. So with these Pack Pliers, you simply pop it on there. It's just a smaller version of a normal shop tool. Pop your quick link off, good to go. Another cool feature that it has is that it's actually, well, it magnetically holds itself shut, and inside there you can hold up to 2 sets of other quick links. Now this will hold, I've got a 10 speed and an 11 speed in here, but it will hold the kind of kidney shaped SRAM Eagle ones as well, and it will hold that in there with a magnet so they're not going to fall out while you're messing with this thing on trail. Next up on here, another thing that can be extremely frustrating when you're on trail is if you poke a hole in your tubeless tire, you're trying to get your valve stem out. A lot of us, when we're setting up our tubeless tires, we'll kind of use a needle nose plier to wrench down on this lock nut to make sure that air doesn't leak past there. But when you're on trail and trying to get the valve stem out of your tire to put a spare tube in, sometimes you can't get enough torque with your fingers, especially if you're cold, to actually get that lock nut off. So they've included a handy little tool to pull that off of there really easy. Last but not least, on this tool, another super ingenious little easy little thing they've done. A lot of trail pumps these days are coming with nozzles that thread onto your valve stem, and that's because when you're out there pumping up your tire on trail, you don't want it to pop off. That can be really annoying, so they thread on there, which is a great feature, except that oftentimes it will unthread your valve core when you take off the pump. Especially after these small volume pumps that are meant to fit in your pocket, you can spend 10 minutes pumping up your tire, maybe not quite that much, but quite a while pumping up your tire, and then if you unscrew it and your valve core flies out, that's all your work just gone down the drain. So with this little tool here, you can reach down and snug up that valve core really easily. Last but not least, they have thought to include a tire lever in this tool, and why not? It's the perfect shape for it. It is a metal tool. It's a really high quality CNC metal tool, so I would be really careful if this is the tire lever you're going to use. I'd actually recommend still carrying a plastic tire lever. It can be really easy to pinch a tube with a metal tire lever, potentially damage your rim if you're really wrenching on it, but nice to have in case of last resort. So Wolftooth, I mentioned they're out of Minnesota. Again, not a place that we always think of for mountain biking. They've actually got a really strong single track community of trail builders out there. And not only that, but they spend a lot of time, it's a big wintry place, it's cold up there a lot, they get a lot of snow. So there's a lot of snowmobilers up there, and that has kind of transitioned into fat biking. They actually groom mountain biking trails for fat biking in the winter, all winter long. These are like bermed trails, you can pump through it. They've got little jumps and things. It's pretty cool. And because of a lot of your requests, we've actually started just recently putting fat bike components into our wheel builder. Now, here I've got our first set of fat bike wheels to go out. This is a really fancy set. As you can see, it's got Industry 9's straight pull hubs. They're fat bike hubs in this case, with the nice turquoise colorway. Some of you that follow us on Instagram will know I'm always plugging turquoise and black in this instance. We've got the Whiskey number 9 carbon rims. So like I said, this is an extremely fancy wheel set. I'm kind of jealous of whoever this is going to. I never thought I'd say that, but I am, because these things are sweet. Now we've got a whole bunch of different brands of fat bike hubs loaded up. We've got Industry 9, DT Swiss, and Hope loaded into our wheel builder, and a whole plethora of different rims as well. Whiskey, Surly, Head, we've got some carbon head rims. Let's see, Industry 9 has some fat bike rims as well. So if that's something that you're into, or maybe thinking of getting into, check that out. You can build up the coolest set of fat bike wheels you ever did see. Last but not least, one of my favorite pieces of apparel ever is the 3/4 length jersey. Now, why do I like the 3/4 length tee so much? Well, in the summertime, it gives you some added sun protection. If for all you fair-skinned folk like me, that's really important. I just had my first piece of skin cancer removed last year, so wear your sunscreen. But I'm always riding 3/4 length tees. They're also good in the wintertime because they actually are a little bit warmer than your average jersey. I hate taking off layers, so a lot of time I'll pack a light layer in the bag, and usually I can just get by with 3/4 length tee, depending on how cold out is it. This is Troy Lee Designs Ruckus jersey. We've also got their Ruckus short in just recently. We've got a whole bunch of Dakine apparel, 2018 Dakine apparel, that's getting loaded onto the website as we speak, so feel free to check that out. I'll leave a link below. Anyways, if you have any questions about this stuff, the Pack Pliers or wheel builder, fat bike rims, wheels, anything else, feel free to leave us a comment below. You can also always shoot us an email at sales@fanatikbike.com or give us a phone call at 1-844-326-2845. That's 1-844-FANATIK. As always, I'm Dan, here with March's most exciting gear. Thanks for watching.
Sick.
Got it.
Shot of a shot.